Hey, it's me and Dan. A little nicer
What's
course
up?
this week.
Yeah. With all due respect to TPC San Antonio.
Yeah, that was a nice user created course, but oh, look at this. I haven't touched my controller long. It's gone dark. That's not the clouds
Uh,
descending on Augusta, although it has been
no.
nasty here. But yes, we are. I should have done background music for this. Honestly, like well, we would have got sued, but like the bird chirping thing that Drew and I did a few years ago, that would have been fun. But yeah, this is one of the best user created courses there is. You can see this. It's called A Tradition Like No Other. If you need to go find this on your copy of 2K21, I've played this one other time. This is the first course I ever played on the Nintendo Live, so this will be a
Oh, nice.
fun one with Dan reading off the names of the holes for me because I didn't write it down and I forgot to pull up that sheet completely. I'm going to talk about some of. I do have some notes on some of the changes, but it is interesting on some of the changes and obviously a lot of memorable moments here we can go over as well. But I'll fire off on one here. We can what's the name of this one? I only know like the
This is
Amen Corner ones.
this is T Olive, par four, 445 yards.
Ooh, yeah, we got that. I first forget about this. There are some
Yeah, there's
nasty
that.
bunkers here. The landing spots are not easy. Again, it's gonna be super windy Friday. Not windy here for me. Um, I don't know if you were in that meeting, but our boss's wife is a tree scientist, and got to see Ron's preview where it had pictures of each hole and it was saying all the names, and she was very confused because like it would show a picture of like a spruce tree and say flowering crabapple, and she was like, "That's not what that is." But no, they just give them stupid names based on a bunch of the plants that are here, and I kind of nailed that fairway. This is how does this play as far as ease? Do we have a difficulty
This is
length?
the sixth hardest hole on the course. So average historical average here is 4.24. The highest it has ever played was 4.474 in 2007. So yeah, and the just to get this out of the way now, the record Andy is shooting for the course record is 63. Nick Price in the third round in 1986, and the Shark, Greg Norman in round one in
Oh, I do
1996.
remember that.
Dustin Johnson holds the 72 hole record here, but in my mind, it only kind of counts because that was in the weird. Did you just hold that out on the first hole for an eagle? We are off to a flying start.
This is Did you see my
Bang!
guy? He dropped to his knees.
Yeah,
We got a
he
new
was fired up.
outfit. He should uh he should probably, I don't know. What is Cal says something about this. It'll come to me, but really nice fit for him. All white like he is one of the caddies. The black cowboy hat. Really good look for him here, and we're 2 under through one. Big ass dog leg here.
Yeah, big, big. And you have the bunker, another fairway bunker. But if you can cut the corner here, like if you do the flyover, you can see like if you hit that hill, that ball is going to roll and give you a shot. This is pink dogwood. This is par five, 575 yards. It is the third easiest hole. One thing you'll hear a lot: the par fives at Augusta are not super long. They're typically scoreable. Basically, Bobby Jones's whole thing with this course is that he wanted the par fives reachable in two for the best players in the world, and depending on the weather conditions, a lot of them will be.
Oh, I am in trouble here.
Yeah, you cut the corner a little. You try to cut it a little too much there.
Yeah, there's a tree. See, the beauty of this is I'm still a very good golfer, and I'm going to hit a 3 wood out of the pine straw, and we're going to try to catch this little lip here and watch it bounce up. This is actually good, and I'm going to have to flatten this out a little. I'm going to have to flatten the shit out of this shot. This is actually super dangerous. I wouldn't recommend people trying this. So you almost got to catch this lip for it to catch it. I feel like this is going into that runoff area. Either way, I'm in trouble here, and we're gonna try to shape it. If I hit this tree, I'm dead. Jordy hit one of these trees. This is you can get away with some bad ones. As Jesus, Real Madrid scored again, but
Did they?
Yeah, I think it was Ben Smith again. Let's see what happens with
Hattie.
this. Oh,
Oh man.
as far as getting out of trouble goes, I do it with the best of them. I can live with that. I can certainly live
You
with
did
that.
exactly what you were trying to do there, though.
Yeah, we got to the green in two. We got a makeable um, eagle putt. You can see this green. There's that runoff to that lower area. There's a
Yeah.
runoff to the right to the bunker. A lot of runoffs to bunkers. This is a tough course. I don't know if people have. It's not only a tough course to walk. That's all I've heard this week. Tough course to walk. Very tough
Hmm.
course to play as well. And it'll be really soft based on the conditions here. But we're just gonna try to lag this close. I'm gonna hit it a little short. I don't want to go in too far. We are heading a little downhill once we get to the hole. So see what kind of break I get on this at the end. If I can hit this for, oh man, you can't just leave them short though. I guess that's actually pretty disappointing on my part. Birdie's okay, but boy, for a 25 footer, I guess I shouldn't have left it short. Things could have gone a little better there, but we what was the
Hey,
name of that one?
that was Pink Dogwood, and we move on to Flowering Peach.
Oh, that was just these dirty names. I'm gonna look at the map on this one. Pretty straightforward. It looks like I need to
Yeah.
look at this landing area here. Shorter hitters are gonna deal with some bunkers, or if we, I wonder if this map is actually to, if north is north on this map. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah, I'm
actually
not sure.
pulled up a hole earlier because the wind is going to be really kicking west southwest. So if this is the case, if this is true north on how this is looking, the wind would be at your back. I'm not 100% sure. So either way, winds might make this a problem. Some fairway bunkers there. What do you got in this hole, Dan?
Yeah, it's not really drivable. Like it's 350 yards. It is the fifth hardest hole. Yeah, fifth hardest hole on the course, or easiest, excuse me,
Look at
easiest
this
hole on the
down here,
course.
though.
Fun fact about this one, Alistair McKenzie, who was the co-architect with Bobby Jones, believed this hole to be nearly perfect in design. So you hear a lot about the changes at Augusta through the years, but this hole has been changed less than any other hole at this course.
Oh man, Jared in the chat says the southeast is to my right based on the wind. That's true. It is up at the top of the screen there. So who knows? Maybe I think these maps, when you look at these maps, they just kind of show it in an easy way to show it. But yeah, you can see here if you look off to the right, huge collection area. You got to stay to the right, which is tough because you have to contend with some trees. But a nice enough shot here puts you in a really good spot for an incredibly short second shot to set a lot of people up for a really nice scoring shot here. I'm going to try to hole out for eagle, obviously, but this is a really scoreable hole if you can nail that first shot, I think.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that went a lot further
the
than I
the
thought.
fours, the threes and fours are tricky here, but yeah, this is definitely one of those par fours that you can go out and get if you play it right.
What do I got here? I got 9 feet. I left some meat on this. That's a little bothersome. I made these greens. Oh, oh, just flirting with disaster so far and coming out smelling like a rose.
Oh, it
Hopefully.
froze for me for a second there on the screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a little cliffhanger.
It did hang on the cliff here. All right. What do? Oh, par
Number four, we
threes.
are at Flowering Crabapple. Par three, 240 yards, third hardest hole on the course. There have been a number of hole in ones through the year at Augusta. However, in the Masters tournament itself, Jeff Sluman in 1992, the only player to make a hole in one on this hole and this hole location, which is like the standard one on this course.
Oh, it's
Like
fucked.
no shot. Just in general for like real golfers.
For yeah, you had to like temper it just in case mine trickles in here. But this is
Well, it's a video game, so it could happen.
yeah, this is a tough hole location. There is some movement down to the hole if you catch that upper shelf. But
Yeah.
this one landed in a nice spot. I struggled with the par threes a lot over the course of the last few weeks. Hopefully I can have a little better luck today. This doesn't break a whole lot. I still caught the outside of the hole there. Boy howdy. Par threes and me. This is a harbinger. I think we're going in the
Yeah.
water.
Ooh, on 12. You're gonna dunk it on 12?
I don't know if I've ever put it in the water while I was playing live in a game. I've put it in the rough. I've put it in the pine store already today, but man, I don't think I've ever put one in the water. There's a lot of water here. Or look at those shades. We haven't even got to see those
Yeah.
yet. All
And
right,
he's just yoked, just completely yoked.
number
All right,
five.
number 5 is Magnolia, a long par 4, 495 yards, fifth hardest hole. Uh, the highest it has ever averaged was in 1956, but it's an uphill dog leg left,
Mm-hmm.
the deep fairway bunkers. You have to hit it 315 to carry those bunkers. A back to front sloping green. This one is actually inspired by the road hole at St. Andrews, where they will play, obviously, the Open Championship this year. And Bobby Jones did not like the fairway bunkers here initially when it was designed.
I hit the piss out of that ball, and I still have 175 to the hole. And you see
Yeah, it's a
this,
long, it's a tough hole, and it's uphill.
and truthfully, a lot of the greens I'll play in this game, you won't see this much red, but this stuff
Yeah,
isn't inaccurate. Like they did a good job.
no,
There is nasty runoff on some of these. Like you have very precious little room to work with. We're gonna spin it back here, see what happens. But still a long way. I'm hitting a 6 here. Like that's a lot. The last one I had to. Oh, we monkey dunked. Did you see that? The way it
hold
landed?
on, I gotta see this. Oh,
It didn't even. It hit the pin, but it hit the pin in the bottom of the cup. We've had two pretty funny holeouts already. My
oh man,
I'm only gonna hit like 17 putts today. I am
I was gonna say
absolutely cheating.
you
So
are dialed in
Bobby
right now.
Jones didn't like that one, but I do.
Probably not.
Another par three. So as you
Yeah,
can see, the
this one.
club the club it has me hitting just in the game, it wants me to lay up here, which I'm not so sure you'll actually see, even with a 200. Like, why would somebody? I'm gonna have to watch this one a little closer. What's this one
Yeah, we
called?
are. This is Juniper, par 3, 180 yards, the 13th handicapped hole, so not particularly difficult. It's got an elevated tee and a large undulating green. Pin position matters here. On
Yeah,
this one, obviously, like the
if it
pin
were
location
here,
here is
yeah, at the
tucked. If
bottom,
it
that'd be
were there,
nice.
you're in good shape. You have a little bit of like that backstop to roll it back. But at the top, yeah, like you probably have to try to play it into the little backstop there and hope it gets a little bit of a roll going forward, but doesn't roll off the back of the green. And that's going to roll back down.
I feel like yeah, it'll be interesting. This will be one. I say the one of these every round. There's always going to be one where I'm going to be very interested in the pin positioning to see what they do here. Um, if you were going to move this slider to the right or to the left, which way would you go? I think it's going to break a little more eventually to the because I'm going to hit it hard. It's going to slow down up the hill and then it'll move more to the right. So I think I'm going to have to go a
I think you
little
just got
bit.
to leave it.
Yeah, a little. I'm going to go a little to the left. Again, I'm shooting for a par here, but I'm going to hit up
Yeah.
the hill and see what
You want to
happens.
lag it.
That was more than acceptable. Not much movement
Yeah.
up here, although I missed a putt just like this. Not, I don't know, 2 holes ago. So we'll have to give this a little more respect on the break. I hit that way too hard. Par threes. If I
That's
can shoot even par across the par threes,
it.
I think we're gonna be just fine. Go
Well, I'll,
Terps.
I'll give a little spoiler alert. The hole location on 12 on the traditional
Yeah,
setup on this course is actually pretty easy.
yeah. I remember that part. Like I think I put one right next to it. I'm gonna have to watch last
Yeah.
year's. Number 7 here at
Is It is Pampas or Pampas. I'm not really sure. Pampas. Par 4, 450 yards, 10th hardest hole. So right in the middle.
Ooh, downhill.
Uh, yeah, little downhill, tight. There's some bunkers in front of the green, as you can already see off the tee there. Uh, this hole, the fun thing about this hole was when this course was created, this hole kind of sucked. And Byron Nelson drove the green here in 1937. And Horton Smith, who won the event in 34 and 36, was like, yeah, this hole needs to be a little bit tougher. So that they redid the green and they added the bunkers to kind of give this hole a little bit of character because it was just playing so easy.
Yeah, I would not be driving the green now. And it's funny too with just how people have how many people. Oh, I'm getting shit from that. I wasn't gonna correct you because I didn't know. Well, is it Pampas or Pampas? Oh no, somebody's giving me a hard time about golf pronunciation names. Bobby Jones, we nailed. Um, Pampas or Pampas? I'm still not sure on. I've heard people say both. There's like a grass, Pampas grass. I've heard people say both ways, so I don't know. But just looking at this is a tough pin location, tight to that side of the green. You have the runoff areas to the right. I'm gonna try to just take this easy, let it backspin, try to catch, and let this land nice. This is what happens when I turn off my Slack, the work Slack, but I forget to turn off the Slack for the golf rat Slack and food
Oh, they're
stuff.
making fun of us in there.
Well,
Oh,
no,
now I have to
I
go.
don't know if it's this one or if he's watching a show I already did this week. He said golfer pronunciation. I'm not sure we even said that many names.
Oh,
Is this a par three? Oh, no, this is a four. Okay. I'm allowed to birdie fours. Have we said very many names?
I don't think so.
Hmm. Yeah, the approach shots are massive because these greens are silly tough. And we said that there's two ways to score here. You either score by putting the shit out of the ball for 4 days or putting the ball so incredibly close so many times that you don't need to. And I think I'm banking on a little more of the latter for them as we come to the eighth, getting close to the turn here. The landing spots are tiny. That's a good
Yeah.
point. God damn it. There's always a
All right, we
bunker
are
right
at
near my landing spot.
exactly. This is Yellow Jasmine. You can see it's a par 5. It's 570 yards. It goes uphill, but you have that bunker right there. There's a series of mounds that are guarding this one, and you'll see them green side once we get closer. Once we get to your second shot here, there were greenside mounds that were removed in 1956 to improve sight lines for spectators. But then Byron Nelson was like, like we need to restore this back to the way it was. So in 1979, it went back to being the way that it was supposed to be. And you'll see those mounds. This one is a very you can get it on put it on the green here, but it's tricky otherwise. You're not going to be able to get it super close.
So that's the problem. As you can see this, as I zoom out a little here, I don't know if I can zoom backwards, but unless you can carry that bunker on the right side, you're not going to get to the right side of the fairway. And if you can't get to the right side of the fairway, the second shot is tough unless you really flatten it out or try to run it up here. So I'm gonna flatten. I'm not even holding the right buttons at this point. I'm hitting a 3-wood, and Drew is why can't I? There we go. All right, we're gonna flatten this out, avoid the trees. We're gonna bend it a little, and we're gonna land this short.
I love it.
I'm gonna run this up. I'm gonna play this safe. I don't play this safe very often, but we're just gonna hit the heck out of this. Normally, I would hit a driver here, but it's Augusta. I have a little more respect for the course, and I think I can run this up on the green or at least close to it. If we can get up over this ridge, I think it'll roll. I think it'll continue to roll a little further down to the
Yeah.
lower half of the green. That actually was miles better than I expected as far as a result. And with that, I hit the green in regulation, under regulation, and I leave myself with a 19-foot eagle putt. Very quick downhill, very hard left break. This is tough, but everything does feed to this pin, like Jared just said. So I'm going to try to leave this close without leaving it short like I did the last time I had a nice eagle putt. way more break than I thought, and this birdie putt is suddenly difficult.
Yeah, and suddenly you just almost hit that off the green.
Suddenly Seymour. All right, watch this. I'm not even worried about this. It's just going in. I'm not even gonna spend much time on this. This is just gonna drop. Boop. Sometimes you can't think
Bang.
about your putts. You gotta just
Yeah.
just go. What once again? What was the course record?
63, I believe.
Maybe I'll do
63 and
this.
under. Yeah,
Maybe I'll
63.
do this again with the wind sometime. That would be fun.
See how you're doing.
Pampas.
Pampas. So
Okay.
like Pampas.
Like you pompous ass.
Yeah, Pampas ass is exactly the same thing I was thinking.
All right.
We are on. Thankfully, number 9 is a lot easier to pronounce. It is Carolina Cherry. Par 4, 460 yards. I love the line that you're taking here. Just smash it around those trees.
Shape this shot a little. Smash it around the trees. Tough. Tough little tee shot. Depending on what you can do with the old one club. I call it the one club sometime. Nobody calls it that. I got a new cover for this, and this is the part.
Yeah.
So it's like a downhill, uphill. Look how low I am here. This is nuts compared to where the green is, and I'm gonna make this look easy because again, it's a stupid video game, and I can put the ball. I could land it on top of the flag stick if I wanted and make it balanced up there, for Christ's sakes. But for the most part, this is a tough shot. If I were to hit this in real life, it would hit that hill and come bouncing back at me because I don't get any loft on my wedges when I'm nervous. And again, this is another tough green, but another nice little approach shot. 107 yards out.
If you dunked another one, I probably would have just walked out at this point.
Yeah, haven't dunked one for a few holes. Oh my God, look at the runoff on this.
Yeah, I mean, if you miss on the front here, your ball is just going off the green. It actually used to be a lot more severe than it is now.
Even a 2-foot putt, I had to take a lot of action to the right there just to get that one where I wanted it. So impressive course management is correct, Drew. I've done this. Oh, I got a hole 10 challenge. We're on the back 9 here. We are halfway through Augusta, and we'll take a look at the map.
Yeah, we are on Camelia. Par 4, 495 yards. Historically, the hardest hole at the Masters. 4.3 average scoring throughout its history. It is a steep downhill. You have the center bunker. It was the first few years the back 9 was actually inverted, so this used to be the first hole for a couple of years. But
just think of Top Gun. We were inverted. This is tough because if this rolls a lot, it's going in that bunker, and I have a tough sand shot, but I also don't want to leave it short, and I don't want to leave it to the left because at that point you're going to end up down in that gully. All right, 343. That bunker's like 370 away, I guess. Maybe I'm not too worried about the bunker.
Yeah, the green on this hole in the early days of the event and course was actually next to that fairway bunker, and then it was moved back and elevated up. Or it wasn't elevated, that rise is natural, but yeah, it made it extremely difficult. If you miss to the right here, you're going to be in that bunker. This hole, by the way, for those of you who like the history of the event, this was the hole where Bubba Watson hit it out of the pine straw in 2012.
Yes, I watched that video a bunch this week. I do enjoy that one. Yeah, I'm gonna play it a little safe here. I'm not too worried again with no wind, and my iron's playing very, very well right now. But yeah, if you miss right, you're just down in that sand no matter what. That's about as steep of a slope off as a guy can imagine here. Look at this guy, cool cat, just walking down the fairway. That was a good fit. The par 4s have been playing incredibly easy for me today, and I guess it's because I did dunk one in twice so far on those.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could play. I could play, and yeah, I'm good at this. But when I play career mode, I make it a little harder. If you set the settings up, you have to do the stick very straight to make a good tee shot. Otherwise, you duck hook it like I would do in real life.
And we've reached the best part of the course.
Yes.
We have hit Amen Corner, starting with number 11, White Dogwood, par 4, 520 yards. It is the second hardest hole in the Masters. So you go from the hardest on 10 to the second hardest on 11. And
And they
this
lengthened
one
it this year.
they did. They made this one a little bit longer. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big time challenge. This one, best known, is for the Larry Mize chip-in to win in a playoff in '87 over Seve and the Shark. Larry Mize, I'm not mistaken, Larry Mize is in the field still, right?
Oh yeah, he's playing this week. If you want to
Yeah.
bet him,
He
you
and
can
Sandy Lyle are the
find him around 500 to 1 if you want to bet on Larry Mize. He's available.
he and Sandy Lyle are kind of like the, hey, you probably should not bet against Tiger Woods. You probably should not bet on Tiger Woods to miss the cut because former champions like Larry Mize and Sandy Lyle are in this field. He's like the cautionary tale at this point.
This one's gonna roll a little bit. I'm gonna have to set this back a little further.
Yeah.
This is one of the longer approach shots I'll have hit. This is 180 out. I'm hitting a 4 hybrid. In fact, I'm gonna draw this back another yard to 179. This is hard, and we've already had quotes because not only did they lengthen this, but they changed some of the. They did some recontouring to the fairway, and then they changed some areas around the hole. So not only do you have that water to fight on the one side, but off to the other side, and then in the back, there's some more difficult areas as far as getting up and down if you miss this green. A couple guys have just sat and played practice trying to get up and down on this and have struggled, I guess. So heavy runoff to let's take a look over here. It is the I don't want to move that, but the water to the right. I don't know if I could possibly screw it up at this point that bad, but a lot of break towards the ocean. It's not the ocean, but it is water. And I left myself a very long birdie putt after I shit talked the par fours. This is a tough hole. If this one drops, then we know I'm truly blessed, and I'll go buy some scratchers. But I mean, they're all playing so difficult right now, and I feel lucky just to have this for par on a hole.
I was gonna say that's a good leave. You'll take that. To address something Jared in the chat said, he said he's shocked that this one's not the hardest hole in the course. So according to the Masters website, they list Camelia as the hardest and then this one as the second hardest, but they have the same average, 4.3. So it's probably like a 1A, 1B, maybe like a percentage points here and there, but
and
very difficult.
They may flip this year. It's just for this round.
And then Golden Bell.
There's a creek in my way. Race Creek.
All you have to say, you only need to say two names here, Jordan Spieth. I think when you think of the 12th hole here at Augusta, Golden Bell, a par 3, 155 yards. So it is the shortest par 3, but with those bunkers and the size of the green and the creek and the wind, it is extremely perilous. And you're just hoping to make a happy walk across the Ben Hogan Bridge there. Because it is certainly not a golfer friendly hole.
No, when the winds are up, you legitimately might see people shooting for that back bunker, like trying to use that as a backstop. Stay out of the water, have like a 17-foot chip out of that nice soft sand, and then just try to find yourself an easy par here. But like I'm gonna try to dunk it. Make it land right in the hole without ever hitting the green, because this is an easy pin location. They will make it tougher at certain places. Yeah. Oh, did you fucking see that? That was a bad idea. Oh my god, I would have to pull a replay of that later. I hit the. I guess I. That's
you hit it on the fly.
That's what you get. It might have hit the bottom of the hole and come back out. Honestly. There's no telling.
Yeah, you just got. That's a bad beat right there.
That was. It should have landed. It should have stuck. If you could pull the pin on tee shots, I would have there. And now we have a damn long putt to try to lag this
the
up.
hole there.
All right, this is a lot of break. Yeah, 20 to 1. I wouldn't have taken that. I was worried about making this putt. So not much break on this. So this should be easy. Easy little 5-footer. To get out of here, no harm, no foul, even though that was a crazy tee shot. They hit the damn pin.
Insane, dude.
But yeah, it's funny. There was an offshore that offered a couple years ago, I bet, will Jordan Spieth put it in the creek like because of his history there. Just kind of a mean bet, but it made me laugh enough that I bet it. So the end of Amen Corner here.
Yeah. So we go from some of the hardest holes on the course to the easiest single hole here, Azalea, par 5, 510 yards, a historical scoring average of 4.77. So you hit a good tee shot here. You put yourself in a really, really good spot to get it to the green in two and give yourself a two putt for a birdie. Or, of course, you can make an eagle. Or you can be Phil Mickelson, who always does Phil Mickelson things, and hit it through the trees like he did in 2010. Another one of the more famous moments, I would say, probably in this course's history. This one, fun little historical tidbit. There's really nothing that Alistair McKenzie did to this course other than just build a green. This was basically just the natural way that this area was laid out. He just threw a green on it, and there you go. You got a par 5 with the water right there in front. But I mean, that water, it becomes in play for guys who get nervy on Sunday.
And
But
you can have a 200-yard second shot. There's
right,
going to be layups here for sure.
yeah,
I cut the corner. I hit a branch. It slowed it down a little. That kind of pissed me off. But there's definitely, going for the green here isn't probably the right move for a lot of guys. I'm gonna hit a par 5 or a 5-iron here. Try to land it up kind of in this area. See what happens. But yeah, this is if you can't cut the corner, which I don't think you really should. There's a lot of guys, especially if we get some wind here, that would want to maybe lay up and pop across. Although the fives need to be scored if you want to be winning this thing.
yeah. Ooh, that would have been awesome.
There goes my tross. We almost had it.
That was the Tross.
Man, I've had one. All right. Anytime you can take a 1-foot eagle putt, you will take it. We're 12 under through 13. We're through Amen Corner. I'm stuck on that tee shot on 12 for right now. But yeah, that was an easier hole. This one a little tougher? When we get to 15, I want to talk a little more about that. But 14, what's the name of this guy?
This is Chinese Fir. It is the 8th hardest hole. I was going to ask if you could name the identifying factor, but if you saw from the map there, it is the only hole on the course without a bunker.
Yep.
This one is a significant left to right putting surface drop. So that's really the thing that gives it its kind of character, and probably is what makes it so tough, is that it is a difficult green to putt on.
Yeah, you can see a lot of movement, not a lot of flat surfaces. You have the big runoff area. If they want to use a pin location on the back left later on in the tournament, you could have some serious issues with that. This actually isn't the worst pin location, really. This is probably pretty easy if you can get this remotely close. I think most people are going to be fine with this. We'll see where the Sunday pin is on this one. That's another one I'm writing a note down, because if they put it up in that top right, Jesus, or top left, excuse me.
Yeah.
You know what I like is when you get up there, your divot mark is just gone. Like, you don't have to worry about fixing it. I don't hit enough greens where I have to worry about fixing divots. I have a really nice divot tool I bought in Hawaii. I've used it like 6 times ever. Yes. It's putting good today. We're rolling it. This is Sam Burns on Bermuda-esque. Only one par 5 left and a par 3 in my way yet, but this one feels like the one I was going to score on. The 15th, this is the one where they lengthened it. In one article I read, they said, people are hitting the ball too damn far. We tried to lengthen it, but we only have so much, you have so much real estate, and it's essentially, it's already behind a different green. You can only move this so far back, I guess. You have the water in play. If the wind is cutting into this one, and that's how I know for sure that we're looking at a different direction here, because I did map this one on Google Maps, and if we are facing that southwest wind, you're going to have a headwind on this, maybe on Friday afternoon. Might make it tough for some of the people who hit it a little softer, but this is still a drivable, or it's still reachable in 2 for the big hitters. They added 20 yards. They didn't add 200.
Right. So it's Firethorn is the name, 555 yards now. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the hole where they move the tee box a little bit to the left,
Yeah,
correct?
as well to the left. It makes the tee shot a
Yeah.
little
So
trickier too.
right. So you don't have that straight shot that you saw Andy have there. It's going to make it, you're going to have to shape it a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, a 4.77 historical scoring average makes it the second easiest hole on the course. In 1991, it actually averaged 4.5. So, yeah, this provided probably the first great moment in Masters history. Gene Sarazen's shot heard around the world, where he holed a forward approach from 235 yards out, and I think you just hit your first ever water shot while playing the game.
What does
Wow,
this thing even mean?
that's where you have to drop your
Oh
ball.
my god. Yeah, I tried to. I was hitting a five. I didn't know where to put it, and it didn't bounce up enough. So, Jesus, we're laying four here. I got to dunk this to score on this hole now.
Yeah, and
Oh
that's what's going
God,
to happen if you're aggressive here.
that's the drop. I didn't like that one bit. I don't like dropping. All right.
You've never even seen the drop area in this
Yeah, I don't
game.
even know what that
What a
means.
what a round, by the way. Like to take a step back because I'm just trying to like read from my notes. You have dunked, you've eagled two par fours, you somehow almost aced 12 by hitting the flagstick and then rolling like 40 yards away and then dunked it here on 15.
Yeah, we put it in the water. Not scoring on a par five is. I mean, you do it once, but that's not
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
going to be tough.
acceptable. That's not going to be acceptable for somebody who's going to have to win this. Luckily, I'm just playing against myself. Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
what the drop thing was. That's funny. I haven't played this in so long as far as like playing it tough.
Mhm.
Oh, 16. This is the one where I always bet hole in one yes. The number's
Mhm.
really expensive now. I think the whole world's just doing that now. So it used to be able to get some cheap numbers. You used to get like, minus 110, minus 120 on this. Now it's incredibly expensive, and I don't think I'll be betting it. But this is the one where it's 6 and 16 are usually where I'm looking for
Yeah.
it.
I did a lot of research on the course this week, and I weirdly couldn't really find a single moment from the 16th hole in the history of the Masters that was notable. I'm just going to let that one linger for a second. No, I mean, of course, the the
I,
the Nike ad
I,
essentially.
I didn't know if you were like where you were, how long you were gonna let that linger.
Yeah, I wanted to let it kind of to linger for a second, but no, of course, Tiger in '05, the chip, the swoosh, the zoom in on the swoosh, like was that
Yeah, look at
a
my
hole in
guy.
one?
Did you see my guy? Look at my avatar.
Andy just
He
pulled.
doesn't even give a
Andy just aced it.
he doesn't even give a shit. Did you see my guy? He was hilarious. That's funny. The
He was
the AI
expecting
in
it.
this somehow doesn't understand. Like he just like, oh, he picks his tee up and he moves
It was like,
on. We aced it. Ace alert.
all right.
The best part as I was teeing off, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was going to say, shit, I should have took up my driver and just put it over there in that rough and try to replicate that shot because that would have been
Just trying to
fun.
see what
That'd
you
have
can
been
do.
just fun too. But the hole in one was also fun. So we got our
I
ace
say I'd probably
today.
rather have an ace than a bird, a chip in for bird there. So
God, we were just a whisker away from an ace, an albatross, and a couple eagles. You know how much
wow.
frickin', you know how much frickin' uh, lead crystal I'm taking home? Amazing amounts here. So 17, beautiful hole. Nice, easy par four with some bunkers guarding the front. How long is this? 447. How
Uh,
tough does this one play?
yeah, this is the ninth hardest hole in the course. So in the middle of the pack, Nandina. Um,
I
I think
think,
my favorite thing about this hole is there used to be for a long, long time a pine tree called the Eisenhower tree
oh,
that President Dwight Eisenhower asked them to remove because he hit it so much, and they didn't. And then sadly, an ice storm 8 years ago caused damage to the tree, and they had to remove it. But uh, This was basically where Jack won the Masters in '87.
Yes. That I read that story too. I love how hard headed they are here. Like even a sitting U.S. president
Yeah.
wouldn't get you to cut a tree down. And then that tree did die. So that's pretty funny. I'd forgot that story. I'd read that a couple years ago when we were doing some research. Um, yeah, not a tough hole. If you put
Mm-mm.
this in the middle of the fairway and the pin location isn't bad, you're gonna you're gonna find a scoring chance here, as I did. So that's a nice one to kind of close most of the
Yeah.
back on. If you can avoid disaster on the 2 3s on the back, score a little on the 5s, take advantage of this hole, you'll be in good shape. And
And then
Nandina.
where, how many people would you kill trying to hit a tee shot with a full gallery on this hole? Because this, like, the hole itself isn't my favorite hole to play on this course, but like watching it live, just the view from the tee box, particularly on Sunday, or if you saw the pictures of Tiger today, like, just one of the most stunning things in golf.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to land it over here because I don't want to duel with those bunkers. We'll see if my shot shaping is up to par here. But this isn't an easy tee shot. I'm gonna stop doing that. That's
Mm-mm.
nauseating. I just keep hitting the
This is
wrong hole.
Holly is the name of the hole, par 4, 465 yards. That narrow shoot. Usually on Sunday, you'll see the sun setting. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous view on TV.
This is not an easy approach to. This is a nice long four uphill
Yeah,
107. Oh, this is an
uphill.
easy pin though. So if they put the
Yeah,
pin anywhere in the middle of that top section, again, if you land it short, it's going to trickle down, but I can hit a 5 iron into this with a little bit of loft and probably get this damn close. We're actually going to look at that again. It is the last hole. We should take a little time and try to put this in the jar. We'll see how long that runs. All right, little shot shaping here. What was the name of this guy again?
this is Holly is the name of this
Holly.
hole.
Holly. Like the baby in Breaking Bad. That's not what it's
Yes,
named
like
after.
the baby. That's who it's named after.
That was what they named it
Um,
after. I'm excited to see how it plays tomorrow when it's just super
yeah,
soft, especially in the morning.
I'm
Although it's funny,
so pumped.
those guys are gonna get that morning shift where it's soft as baby butt, just soft, smooth as a baby's butt, soft as baby
Mhm.
poop. That's what it was. But then those people are gonna have to play Friday afternoon where it's windy, which is gonna stink for
Yeah,
them. So little
and if
birdie
you look at how the
putt.
tee times are staggered, like Tiger's
Ooh, I
playing
love them
relatively
ours.
early tomorrow. I think it's like at 10:34, something like that. But the last like 6 groups tomorrow are heavy hitters, one after another. Which if those guys can survive tomorrow, if the conditions aren't terrible tomorrow, like maybe worth just like peeking at those guys and seeing who's playing in that stretch. But it's like all of the best guys, and you just got some old timey pants.
Yeah. Shout R.I.P.
You,
Payne
you have to wear
Stewart.
those.
Yeah, I'll
You
wear
have to wear
those.
those when we do St. Andrews.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, those are.
Oh,
I've unlocked an
absolutely.
item. I think I still have to buy them, and I'm almost out of money, so I'll have to play career. Oh! Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. 250 currency awarded. Enough money for those pants. Pretty good round. Looks
Pretty
like
good round.
yeah, a
55.
55 here at Augusta. Pretty decent. Looks like a. We're gonna look at the round stats quick, but putts per hole 1.17. That's not too shabby. Fairways and regulation. Looks like I missed one. I suppose that was that first or second hole, excuse me, where I got in trouble right away. Ended up shooting
Yeah.
it through the trees, but yeah, fairways and regulation almost perfect. Long drive 350. Longest scoring shot is usually like 20 yards or
Yeah.
whatever. 175. That is the distance between the tee and the hole on number 16, I would suppose. 3 hole outs, not bad. This is the best part. I had 3 hole outs, but my longest putt was 9 feet that I made. I didn't even make a long putt, and I shot 55. Talked fairways, talked greens, driving distance was good. One putt. Three putt avoidance. At least we didn't have that disaster this time. Missed a medium. Didn't make a single long one. We've been over that. Scrambling was good. Broke par a lot. And a lot of birdie conversion. Not a bad round, Dan. What say you?
I mean, that was a roller coaster of emotion. The hole outs, the water ball, but then you were able to make your par, the ace where your golfer didn't even react to it. Like, man, that
What
was that was as much fun watching someone play video games as I've had in a really long time.
What are you most looking forward to once we get around to it? I'm going to see if these pants are available now. Tomorrow, I mean, just watching it, I think that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
Just
I
finally,
mean,
it feels like we've been talking about it for a year.
yeah, I mean, like I'm only tangentially involved in BetSports golf. Like I'm helping where I can. I know you guys have been putting like so much work into it, but even like hearing about things, it's been a 2 week project. I wouldn't say we didn't punt on San Antonio. We put a lot of work into San Antonio, but last week was really that's odd. Those pants are fantastic.
Those are
Uh,
fantastic.
but it was really a lot of multitasking for everyone. So yeah, we've really been knee deep in this for 2 weeks, and they get to tee it up, and there's just something about it that is magical. Like as a kid from Georgia, like I've never been to Augusta, I've never been to the tournament, would like to go at some point, but just it's our local, even though I'm not from like Augusta's like 2 hours away, it's part of our heritage and part of our upbringing. And was like, oh well, it's the Masters, Augusta, Georgia. That guy looks badass. Not, I don't know if I'm feeling the flannel there,
Ooh, yeah,
but
that's a bit
ooh,
much for me.
yeah,
Jared hits on it in the chat. Tiger, that's probably a good
yeah,
call. Just like,
yeah.
I talked to, I mean, just everybody having conversations 3 months ago were like, no chance. Like, it's just not happening. So, kind of amazing that it actually is happening. That's a bit much, too.
Yeah, like I'm not even I respect Tiger's greatness unquestionably, but he's never been like one of my favorite athletes or anything like that. But just the thought of him, just like I'm excited to watch him play and get out there and see what he's going to have going. Is there going to be like we kind of, talk shit about like Larry Mize and Sandy Lyle, but who's going to be the old guy who is surprisingly like 2 or 3 under and tickling around like the top 10 all weekend? Like, is Bernard Longer going to be a guy who we're sitting there on Saturday? Like, I don't know, can Longer, make a run here? Because it's a course where like the history matters so much to so many people here. And it's a great course because yes, it now it really rewards guys who can hit the ball long. But if you know how to play this course, you can play it well for a long time if you're healthy enough. So that kind of stuff, and just excited to see are we going to see a breakthrough? Is it going to be a Cam Smith? Is it going to be a Scheffler? Are we going to see Justin Thomas win one? I know a lot of people are psyched about him. We've been waiting for John Rahm to put together 4 good rounds this year. Is it going to be here? Like the talent level at the
There's
top
now,
of the
yeah,
sport right now is so good that it's crazy.
there's never been a year where I don't know, like it's been a long time since I've legitimately thought a debutante could win, and there's like four of them. There's some guys that could go low here. There's a couple, decent sized names. There's some further down the board. I'm not saying like I have a big chance of Taylor Gooch winning the Masters, but Taylor Gooch's ceiling is playing well enough to compete at the Masters. There's some guys, and Zal isn't a debutante, but a first-time winner for sure. A
Yeah.
first-time winner on tour, that wouldn't surprise me. So I'm excited for it all. I'm just jacked to get
Yeah.
into it tomorrow, and blessed to get to take a spin through Augusta today. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go take a nap, hang out, and I'll be back. We're gonna do a deep dive tonight with a UFC
Yeah.
case. It's gonna be really fun. So,
We're gonna zig where everyone else is zagging. Andy has had enough golf for the week.
oh,
So he's gonna talk about people punching each other in the face tonight.
so yeah, I'm golfed out for a while. We'll get to it tomorrow. I have to put my betting card together. So free bet. We just talked Longer. Here's a free bet. I bet Longer to be the top senior. I have no idea what Patty Harrington did to deserve that price. It's wrong. I don't think that's right. Longer has played this tournament year after year. He's so good here. And for somebody who's 64 years old, Patty Harrington had a couple great days down at Kauai. The price is still goofy. I think Harrington's playing worse on the Champions Tour right now, and Langer is a better golfer. So give me the German like 3-1 to be top senior. So that's what I really like. And with that, for Dan, for me, and for this plaid chuckle fuck here, look at him. Jeez, he looks bad. We'll catch you next week.